rightly, the cost of living crisis has dominated discussions in the Dáil because so many people are fearful of what they're facing into the winter. And it's the reason why so many people, I think, will come out on the streets in the Cost of Living Coalition demonstration on Saturday the 24th. But the other connected crisis that is also going to prompt people to join that demonstration is an ever-worsening housing and homelessness crisis, and in particular the spike in the number of people who are being evicted because landlords are selling up properties, so through no fault of their own, are terrified they are facing homelessness over the coming months. Now, I just want to make a very specific and I think positive proposal. The government has had a windfall in corporate tax receipts. I understand you can't depend on that over the long term, but what you could do is use that money to purchase properties where people are facing evictions into homelessness through no fault of their own. That would be a good investment. It would stop people going into homelessness services, and it would save money on homeless expenditure and indeed on RAS and HAPS payments. So I would ask that the government consider a major programme of purchase in those situations.
Just a minute for each question.
Thanks. Thanks, Deputy. We'll certainly give it consideration. The government has been criticised in the past, by the way, for buying properties on the private market for social housing as opposed to building them. And I think you may even have been one of those who've been critical of us for doing that. But sometimes it does make sense. Sometimes it does make sense to buy properties on the private market in the instances that you mentioned, for example, or where it's a particular type of property that may be needed for a large family or a family that is somebody, a member of it with disabilities. And I think what you say about corporate tax is also valid. We shouldn't rely on our corporate tax receipts to fund day-to-day spending, but capital is not day-to-day spending. Once you buy something, you don't have to buy it twice. Once you build something, you don't need to build it twice. And I know a lot of people are pushing the narrative that the government is somehow being reckless in committing corporate profit tax receipts to day-to-day spending. In reality, we're not doing that. We're massively increasing capital budgets across the board, building new schools, building new hospitals, building more social housing, purchasing private assets in some cases, and that is not spending that has to be repeated.
Thank you very much, Deputy Green.